Okay, Gabe, you might want to unmute. All right, there you go. Can I
Here we go.
speak?
Hey, everybody. Everybody, how are you?
And of course, from the Philippines, Choi Kalunsod.
Hi guys, looking forward to get back on the pitch and start playing.
All right, before anything else, we want to get initial statement, mainly from the founder of the 7's Football League, Anton Del Rosario. Anton, just spill the beans. Why are we here?
So today we're here because the 7's took a look at what's happening in the Philippines, right? With everything going on in the Philippines, football doesn't look like it's going to be happening for a while, community level. So the 7's wanted to find ways to be able to keep relevant, keep busy, and still maintain growth, to be able to also come and support the 7's here in the Philippines. So with that, we were able to secure several locations where we're going to be launching the 7's in July. Over here, how it all started out, we were actually supposed to go international just before the pandemic hit in April of 2020. Unfortunately, no football was going on and we had to pause everything. A year later, I've been able to get on the phone with Mr. Faisal Morni over here and been able to confirm that we will be kicking off the 7's in July in Brunei. They have opened up completely over there. They haven't had cases for 1 year, and they've done a great job in taking care of the virus over there. You know, so they are already out there playing. They've been playing for a month, and I think Faisal will be able to tell you more about that. But at the same time, we've also planned a big move, right? This actually wasn't supposed to come much later until, my growth and development. But with the pandemic, it gave an opportunity to be able to look into the States and see what we'd be able to do in the West Coast. With that being said, I got on the phone with my good friend over here, ex-teammate, college teammate of mine, Gabe Cienfuegos, who ran a 7-a-side league already in the East Bay of San Francisco. And we will be setting up one over there. We will be rebranding his 7's league, and we will be making it a part of the 7's Football League. With that, we also have Mike Shirabi, who I believe just joined us as well. Mike Shirabi, he will be heading the 7's in the Peninsula. Okay, he's a longtime friend of mine, athletic director over in the Bay Area and a college coach over in the Bay Area. So he will be setting up over in the Peninsula. And then what happened recently, which made it very, very interesting and very, very exciting, was the development of our good friend and longtime football player over here and teammate, James Younghusband, right? So I posted a photo of the 7's Soccer League going to LA, and James has always been a fan of the city. I told him, come over to the States and let's see what kind of impact we can make in football over there and also tie it back to here. So he said, hell, let's do it. And literally 2 days later, he had a ticket booked to the States. And we were able to confirm that we will be setting up in 2 locations in LA. So this is where we stand. And I wanted to show that, hey, we are looking to build football across borders here, but we are also looking to be able to tie it back to the home country over here, the Philippines. So this is what we have for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'm excited for your questions.
All right. Okay. May we get some initial statements from the location managers that we have here. James, you like to say your comments on how you got to set this up with Anton, and how are things so far?
Oh yeah, Anton, I think set up perfectly with what happened. No, it's of course, like we know the situation with the world globally and I look at now like the process where each country has its own recovery stages, and like I always say to everyone, I'm always happy to see news about vaccines and the stats of recoveries, and so here in the Philippines, it looks like we're on the mend, but maybe football will resume here maybe towards the like halfway or maybe near towards the end of the year. But yeah, I've said to Rick as well in previous interviews, football's still in my blood, and like I still want to help out with football now that I've retired from playing. And like if anything, Anton, as Anton said, I saw him promoting the 7's in the US, and I was like, you know what, like I did have possible plans of going to the US at some point this year. So let's get working again. Let's work together. And I've had such a great relationship on the field with Anton and off the field. So I can't think of anything at this present time than to work with the 7's. And I'd just like to give a big shout out to Anton, especially, and the whole team of the 7's, of the whole crew, of what they've done with developing their 7's program here in the Philippines and around and in the other areas around the globe. But it's exciting times for what he's created, and he's really brought the community. I will say he has brought the community back together in Philippine football. Like of course, like some levels such as the professional went certain way, and maybe some areas were missing football. And I think Anton's come up with a great program to bring everyone together, and I give a big round of applause for that one. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what we could do in the States. And I'm being honest, I wouldn't get involved if I didn't think things were possible, but I see great potential with what we're going to do in the US.
Okay, thank you very much, James. A correction on that. These guys are the location. What do you call this? Location managers. Okay, so we have one from Orange County, and maybe have some
more partners. More partners. Yeah, they are partners. They are partners in the 7's. I wouldn't want to call them managers. You know, all of these guys are coming on board. They're all part of the family, and they're all in this, just like I am. So they all own stake in each of their leagues that they are running. So it's theirs. It's theirs to own. Yep.
Okay, location partners as well. But of course, we want to get the insights of the guy from Brunei, Faisal Murni.
Hi again, guys. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, just to follow up on what Anton mentioned earlier, before COVID, we were very excited to go and launch the 7's here in Brunei. And then COVID happened and everything went really slow. It was bad for everyone. But the good part is Brunei has managed to contain the virus, and there's no local transmissions for a year now. And we've been cleared to operate since a month and 2 weeks ago. So we've been operating since then. So we've been running 6 times a week now, but on 5-a-side and 8-a-side and 9-a-side. So what we're planning to do, we're gonna be launching a new venue in July, and that venue is we're dedicated especially for 7-a-side. So I'm really looking forward to kick off for the 7's here, because right now we've already got 4,800 plus solo players and more than 150 teams now with this. And yeah, we've already talked to some of the players as well. So, and we've pitched them about the 7-a-side, and they're very interested to play in the 7-a-side as well. So hopefully things will stay like this in Brunei, and so we can continue with our project. All right, thanks guys.
Okay, we now go to Gabe. Gabe from Contra Costa. Gabe, can we get a few words from you?
I don't know if he'll be able to talk because his game just started, right? So
Okay,
he is coaching a high school game right now. He tried to sneak away, so I think I better jump in for him, right? So Gabe, he's an old time friend. We did college ball together at Notre Dame de Namur University. He kicked off a 7-a-side league 2 years ago in Contra Costa County. It was quite successful. He had about 30 teams registered, signed up, playing. And I took a look at what he did. I showed him the formats that we're doing here, and he quickly jumped on board and wanted to be a partner in the 7's East Bay. So we have a lot going on over there because he also runs a youth academy. So we'll be looking to incorporate the youth together with the adults. Hopefully, if it's not the first season, then the second season we host out there. So that's what I could give you updates on Gabe's side. But we're all set. We're all locked in for the East Bay. I believe Mike Shirabi is on the call, and he'd be able to tell you more about the peninsula and what peninsula football looks like.
Yes, thank you, Anton, and thank you all for having me on. Yeah, California is really a hotbed for soccer at the youth level, at the adult level, semi-pro and professional levels. And, we really think that there is a big opportunity to grow the sport of 7's. It's a very exciting game, and, people are always looking for something new, and the game brings action. It brings more goals, smaller pitch. And I think, people get excited over something new. And, we're really looking forward to bringing it to the Bay Area, and we really think that it can be big and incorporate the East Bay League with the Peninsula and San Francisco League, and then continue to grow it into San Jose and beyond. So, we're using our local connections to bring in teams, and we're starting with adults, but we really believe that we can grow it and bring the youth involved as well. And, as you know, there's a very big Filipino community in Daly City and the San Francisco Bay Area in general. And we really want to bring them and get them involved as well. So very, very excited to have Anton coming back to California and getting to work with him again. And yeah, just ready to hit the ground running with the 7's league. And I truly think that the sky's the limit. I think that the Bay Area, California, and football fans in general are ready for something new, something to cheer about after, so long of the year and a half of, the solemn time with COVID. I think everybody's ready to get back out there. And our leagues, our youth leagues have started up again, and soccer is going. Everybody's playing with masks, but I think that it's going to grow. I truly believe in it, and that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to get involved is because I think we can grow this big time around here and beyond. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you so much, Mike. And again, everyone that is speaking right now, I mean, it's making everyone in the Philippines jealous already. But anyway, we will try to open up the floor to the media. Anyone from the media that would like to ask some questions? Maybe, of course, Rick. Rick, you want to start it off?
Yeah. First and foremost, congratulations, Anton, James, Faisal, everyone else who's involved in this endeavor. Good job. Anton, again, you have to forgive me because Anton's been trying to get me on board to promote this since he started it, but I was not covering football at the time. So I owe him that. He's an old friend. And since he came up to the national team, I've been covering Anton Del Rosario. So I owe the man, So, so forgive if they might sound like stupid questions, but I really don't know. So you have to forgive me for this one. Is the 7's considered semi-pro or pro? And if it's pro, do you have sponsors to help this go to keep going and all that?
So, Rick, thank you very much. And let me clear this up. No question is a stupid question, bud. All right. I love your questions. And going back to what you asked, you know, the sevens is, well, over here in the Philippines, it is semi-pro. You know, I actually wanted, Rick, the sevens to start off community level. You know, we really want to engage with the community. We really want to build a foundation for our leagues prior to having these professional setups. Because without a foundation, we've seen it over here in the Philippines, it can't be sustainable, right? With the PFL and our teams here, it's a perfect case of not building a strong enough fan base and not strong enough community that's unified to be able to support the teams within. So this is what these leagues are about. These leagues are about building these fan bases locally in each of their communities. So that's why we have the Peninsula. That's why we have the East Bay. Because what we do here, Rick, from each of these leagues, we end up closing it off with a tournament. Our tournament out here locally in the Philippines is called the Campyon Cup. We've done this with Davao, Cebu, and Bacolod. Each of their leagues, we had them select an all-star team and send that all-star team over here to Manila. We had this done 2 years ago, and what happened was crazy. Cebu ended up winning. You know, they beat us. We played them in the finals. Our Manila team, who consisted of people like Hamed, myself, Nico Balzico, and a few other, you know, ex-professional players. And the team from Cebu, who didn't have too many known players, ended up beating us. And this opened up my mind because it shows that there is so much talent that is out there that does not get seen, right? And this transitions and relates to my growing and expanding to the US, because in the US, I grew up out there and I know the limitations of having opportunities to play at that next level, to play at the top level. And with these leagues, it's another way for us to be able to give that opportunity to their communities, right? And this is what we're looking to do across the West Coast. So going back to those championship teams, right? For the East Bay and for the Peninsula, we're looking to have all-star teams selected from each. We're going to have a battle of the Bay. And with our two that we set up in LA, we're going to have a battle of LA. So then we will have all-star teams going against each other locally in each region. And then what we're going to do from that one, we will have an all-star team to represent LA, who we will select from those two teams. And then we will have an all-star team from the Bay to represent from the two teams. And we will have a battle of California. So quite simple format, but it's the best way to be able to give the top community players a chance to be seen and put on a pedestal, you know? And that's what we want to do. So this is my next announcement that I wanted to bring here. You know, seeing that we are coming up to the next season for the PFL, we are hoping to be able to find a talent from this tournament to be able to offer a contract to play professionally for Maharlika Manila FC. Okay, so this is ways that we want to be able to tie opportunity. You know, our promise and our tagline for our leagues is opportunity, unity, community, right? So we highlight the opportunities that we can provide. We unite the people who see these opportunities, and then we build the community to make everything a strong foundation of what we're looking to build pushing forward. So that's where we're at, and I hope that answers your question, Rick.
Oh, that's brilliant. So far, in all the years you've been conducting the sevens, have you discovered any new talent? Maybe someone who never played in the PFL or the UFL?
Several, you know, not several, many. Okay. I'm telling you, Rick, from our league, I think maybe, you know, 10 to 20% of the first division play or played in the PFL. You know, what's great is that Maharlika Manila FC consists of 7-a-side players, and our top highlight player, he came out of Tondo, from Tondo FC. And this is the type of stuff that we want to show. We want to show that football has no borders here. We want to show that football breaks down any of these barriers where they think that you have to have money to play. No, you could be anybody to play football, and this is a great place to be able to showcase that.
All right. Just the last thing before I turn it over. So
Yep.
is it safe to say that with all your partners, you're all opening something up, not only here in Southeast Asia, but also in the US? Is it safe to say that?
Oh yeah, 100%. We are kicking off in the West Coast, July 10 is what we're looking at.
All right. Thanks. Ernest, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Rick, for those questions. And up next is, of course, Brian Yalong.
Yeah, good morning to everyone. Hi, Anton. It's nice to see you again, bro.
You too, Brian.
All right. So, my question is really basic. It's the usual thing I ask for sporting events. You, Sir Faisal, earlier mentioned that Brunei is handling the COVID situation okay. So, but this is covering only local. So, my question is: are there protocols in place for foreigners who may be coming in? Because if you're going to put in people from other countries, what are the measures? Are there measures in place?
Are you talking about the 7's locally?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, for the 7's locally. I mean, we have to be realistic, and it's a big reason why we're going abroad, right? Because locally, we don't see that football is going to be starting for another minimum 6 to 9 months, right? So what we want to plan for the 7's locally is for a 2022 kickoff. Okay, so locally we are planning for a 22 kickoff with all, not just 6 franchises we're kicking off in. We're going to be kicking off in 7 franchises, and hopefully pushing that to 8 with the addition of Batangas and Cebu, right? So currently we're at 6, and then we're hopefully going to 8. So bringing in players, it's not going to be something that we're going to be looking at doing. What we will be looking at doing would be bringing in 1 player for our professional team, Maharlika Manila FC. So we will be able to take him in as a foreigner playing for our team.
Okay.
Hope that clears it up.
All right. Thanks, Anton. Ernest, later na ako para iba naman.
Okay, I'm just going to read a question from Mike Morillo from Business World. To Anton, can you talk about the challenges the league is facing as you make these pivots for the 7's? How are you going about overcoming them?
I mean, the challenges for us locally, right? We're pretty much on pause here. Who would have a better answer to that would be possibly people like Faisal and people like Gabe and Mike, who are already experiencing football going on at the moment. I think they'd have a better answer to what hardships and what obstacles we might run into, right? So I don't know if Faisal, Mike, maybe one of you guys want to pick that up in each of your locations. Faisal? Yeah, you could talk about Brunei and any obstacles that you had there kicking off.
Okay, Mike or Faisal?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
I think once the restrictions have been lifted, there's no really big challenges because in terms of demand, a lot of people are just waiting to play football. So that's why since we restarted, the traffic has been crazy. Then again, one of the challenges we faced was, but it's not that hard to overcome anyway. It's just the you have to follow the rules and regulations the government is imposing. Like for example, all the players who are going to play, they have to scan the QR code, they have to get their temperature checks, but nothing that we cannot handle.
Okay, thank you,
Maybe-
Faisal.
Maybe Mike could
around?
answer. Yeah, I think Mike might be able to answer.
Mike, are you here? Mike?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
yes,
there
I
you
am.
go.
I'm sorry about that. I'm on the field right now, masked up and ready to go. Got the players ready to play. So as far as obstacles go, I think that we've been through we've had the experience, so to speak, with youth soccer and with college soccer starting up again. We do temperature checks and hand sanitizer, and we've been playing with masks up, with masks on, and so far, we haven't had many cases at all, and it feels like we're getting back to normal on the field, so to speak. I've had about 20 games already, and it seems to be going great. The players are happy to be back on the field, and the coaches are happy to be coaching. The parents are happy to be out there. It was a long time, everybody sitting in their house and kind of wondering, are we going to be able to play the game we love again? And to get out there and see the boys and girls enjoying the beautiful game, it's been great. It's been really great. So I think there are obstacles, but I feel that we're prepared for them, with the experience that we've had with this restart, with the restart of soccer, football over here, at the youth, semi-pro, and college level. So I would say that we're prepared for whatever lies ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to chime in. I just walked away from my game for a moment too. I chime in just to kind of echo what they're saying. Each county also has slightly different regulations where we don't really have to play with our masks on. But if we do go to Alameda County, we might have to play with our mask on. In the case of anybody getting sick, it's just a 10-day quarantine unless the people around us are vaccinated. This is a completely different protocol. If you're not vaccinated and you were exposed, you have to kind of stay away. But programs don't really get shut down. It's just tracing it, getting tested. And if you're not, you test negative, you can go right back into it. So like Mike said, everything's up and running in California, and just kind of being cautious about each day that goes by.
Okay, thank you, Gabe. And okay, we now move on to our next media person to ask a question. Ivan Saldana from Philippine News Agency.
Yeah. All right. Good morning. Good morning. So my question is also will be, how can I say this? Will be asked to the West Coast guys, because right now the Pfizer shots, I think the Moderna shots too, I believe, are already past distributed to the people there. So would you be requiring the players to be vaccinated first before playing in the West Coast games, the 7's soccer league there?
Okay, anyone from from our 7's US people? Gabe, go ahead.
Yeah. So the East Bay, overall the East Bay side, no, we're not requiring anybody to be vaccinated. Just what I've kind of come to understanding is, if a person is exposed and is not vaccinated, you're kind of, obviously you're more at risk, but you're the one that kind of has to take a step away from whatever you're doing or whoever you're around, just to make sure that you're safe. And then if you are vaccinated, you're basically allowed to come right back the next day if you were around somebody who was exposed or has it. That's really there. But besides that, there's no restrictions that we've been putting on any league on the players that come in.
Okay, how about Mike? Mike, you want to chime in on that one?
Can you just repeat the question, please?
Would you be requiring people to be vaccinated first before playing in 7's soccer league?
I don't think we are going to require it. It's kind of up to each individual. We're not going to set that regulation that people have to be vaccinated in order to participate. We hope that they will, and we hope that everybody will stay safe. But we want to provide a safe environment, and playing this game and being outside. The transmission rate is, in my opinion, and what I have witnessed, is not as high as people may think playing the game outdoors.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike.
You're welcome.
Okay, James, you want to chime in?
Yeah, no, it's good to good to watch a bit of football warming up there. No, it's good. I'm just happy to see like some around the world football's restarting in some areas. I just hope the Philippines can restart soon as well, and the vaccinations go by quick. But I'd just like to add, I think this week us watching all the news with the news of the Super League, and I think that's a prime example of the point that Anton said, that how powerful the community and football fans are with this. And let's be honest, football really is nothing without the fans. And yeah, it was a very interesting 48 hours with that whole Super League, European Super League thing going on. But yeah, I think it's great that we do what we can, and it's great to just as I said, seeing the boys in California right now working in football, and I'm sure we're all a bit jealous of sports going on. But yeah, I see this as we're progressing and things are on the mend, and for me, I'm really happy to see that.
Okay, thank you very much, James. Okay, Ivan, you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I have a follow-up. Let's go now to Anton. Since you mentioned that you're maintaining your 7's league as quote-unquote semi-pro, because recently the DOH just released a circular. So for that, the semi-pro leagues like your league, even PSL, MPBL to resume. So with that said, are you willing to hold your 7's league finally in an MDCQ area under the DOH circular? Because I believe we have one in Bacolod, right? So that's MDCQ. So would you be willing to use the DOH circular to finally resume your 7's league in the likes of Bacolod, Cebu?
I definitely, as soon as it would be allowed in each of these locations, we will be looking to start off. Like I said, I mean, everything, it's crazy, but everything, when it comes down to our events, it's pretty much a pause button, right? All we have to do, and you could hear it, you heard it firsthand from Faisal and the guys from the States, right? People are dying to play. That demand is there. So, I mean, if we have the venues, we have the referees, and the demand is there, then let's feed into that demand and let's give the people what they want, which is football. And that's where we come into play, and that's what we'll be able to do for our community.
All right. Thank you very much, Anton. Okay, you have another. Okay, Ernest, you up?
Okay, thank you very much, Ivan. Next, we have Peter Atencio from Manila Standard.
Hello, guys. James, I haven't seen you in a long time. Your brother, Anton, how are you?
Hi, Pete.
Hey, Pete.
Here's my question. How is the 7's league gonna be tied up? What's the format? Is there gonna be a one after like a regional, then a national thing? How do you want to do this?
All right, you guys mind if I step in here, guys? So let me break this format down for you. All right. Right before the pandemic hit and we all closed down, we were supposed to have a Campyon Cup that weekend. Literally, it was supposed to be March 13 to 15, right? And we got locked down on March 13th. We were supposed to fly to Cebu. AIA was all over the field. It was Philam Vitality. We had it all sponsored. Cebu was going to have 2 all-star teams represent. We had Iloilo, Davao, Bacolod, and BGC all set to fly. Tickets booked, hotels booked, everything. Boom, pandemic, right? So what we're going to look to do, we want to start it off the same way, but we're going to start off here locally with the Campyon Cup and also look to include these international sides. So we have Brunei there who was running their league, and we'll look to have them make an all-star team to be able to come and send over to the Philippines to kick off the Campyon Cup, to make it a nice big start to resume football here in the Philippines, right? We want the 7's to come out with something nice and big for the football community. So these are our formats, right, Peter? our formats are our leagues, and then from within our leagues, we select an all-star team, which we would then hope to be the national team eventually of each country, right? But from each league, we want all-star teams to be able to get the best players to represent, right? That's what we want to do. So we'll be looking to host that tournament here come February of 2022, where we will be looking to take an all-star team from Brunei and an all-star team from the US, from California, and fly them over here to be able to compete in the Campyon Cup, to be able to give it a nice kickoff and a great exhibition game and good experience for all of the other teams and all of the other countries involved.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you very much, Peter. We go back to Rick Olivares. I think he has a follow-up question as well.
Yeah, thank you, Ernest. This is for Faisal. Faisal, my question is, what is a good story to share about your 7's over there in Brunei, considering you've been operating for like, what, a month and change? What's a good story to share? So we want to highlight these good stories as well. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Rick, for the question. Like I mentioned before, because we've been deprived of football for the past year. So when we got the clearance to operate, it was on the 9th of March. We got the clearance at around 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we kicked off that evening at 7 p.m. and it was full.
Wow.
Right, we kicked off right away, and we've been operating every night, almost every night, except for Thursday night, and it's been full almost every night. So the demand is still there, and I'm sure once you guys kick off, the market is actually waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
amazing.
Yeah, so the problem now is the supply, not demand.
I appreciate that, Faisal. That's actually great knowledge right there, because I mean, you know, we hear it from the football community. You know, we hear it from all the players. They all want to play. They all talk about when we're going to get back on the field. You know, I get phone calls every day asking, hey, how long is it going to be until things are cleared up? How long is it going to be until the PFL kicks off? You know, so everybody is itching to play, which makes it very, very interesting to be able to kick off here. I can't wait. Right.
Yeah, that's right. Just to add on to that, we've got a long waiting list as well. They're just waiting for if any teams are canceling the games, they want to jump in. But so far, everyone's been playing. So like I mentioned, the demand is not a problem. It's the supply is the problem. So I hope you guys are ready.
That's what we're here for, man.
Ernest, I have a follow-up question. Thanks, Faisal. Thank you.
No.
Ernest, I have a follow-up question for Anton.
Sure.
Anton, you know, for as long as I've been covering you with Kaya in the national team, if you recall, several years ago, we organized the Kaya reunion matches. Well, was this born out of when the UFL was collapsed into the PFL and all that? Well, what prompted you? Because for as long as I've known you, you've just loved playing the game. But now you organize something. What prompted this, brother?
Well, I mean, you know, I took a temporary retirement in 2017. I was out of the game for about 8-9 months because I've been focusing on my application that I launched, right? The role. And I had missed it so much. We were playing, you know, 2 times a week with the likes of Freddie Gonzalez, Nico Balzico, you know, Eddie Mayari Ali over at Polo Club, 7-a-side. And we wanted something consistent and competitive. So nobody else wanted to do it. So I said, hell, I'll up and do it. Let me create a league. So we got 8 close friends to be able to put teams together. And then from there, went from 8 teams to 12 teams. And then from 12 teams, we were able to land the best partner ever, AIA Philam Life. And from there, we went from 12 teams to 60 teams because we added the youth. And now we are at 88 teams maxed out on a Sunday in one field. We run for 13 hours, and that's for one location. Wow. Right now, Bacolod is running at 68 teams. Davao runs 60 teams. Pampanga does 32. Iloilo does 24, and then Muntinlupa does 8.
Wow!
So we do all of these just on one weekend, and you should check out the Bacolod one, because the Bacolod one, they've hit 68 teams in I think 2 seasons, and they have a whole polo field to work with. So what limits us over here in BGC is our venue, right? We have to turn teams down because we just don't have enough space. So we'd be able to do more than 88 teams per weekend. But in Bacolod, they have a polo field that they play on. So you imagine they could fit 6 fields on there. So if we did a little bit more of a push over in Bacolod, you imagine the amount of teams that they'd be able to get over there.
Right.
But something I did want to come out and say and introduce to everybody was, with the likes of AIA, keeping on board and their support, we do want to be able to grow this with them. So we will be looking to implement with their partnership, free play for the youth, right? So this is something, and this is our main direction of where we wanted to go for our 7's football league. Really to be able to create a good platform for the youth. We've been able to have the support there through all of the academies throughout the last few seasons. And, now I think it's time to be able to give that opportunity to the less fortunate. So we do want to be able to make sure that the teams that get prioritized for our leagues will be the less fortunate teams who we will be able to take on board and provide a free platform for them to play. So this is something that we want to do across all of our leagues, not just the one in BGC.
Thanks, Anton.
Yeah.
Ernest, I have one more. This is for Jimmy. Jimmy, I've been involved with your ventures from the Chelsea Soccer School to the Young Husband Football Academy. How excited are you for this? Because this is like a real tournament, and you're part of the organizing group.
Yeah, Ricky, I'm very excited. Like as I see, like just seeing the videos there of the guys warming up, I see there's lots of potential. And once things open up again, as Anton said, with the numbers, I see those numbers increasing in the long run. And yeah, it's just how would I say this? Like it's a football thing that I'm excited for. Like, and it's, as I said this to Anton when we spoke about it, I said there's great potential in the US because as well you got the World Cup coming up in 2026. So of course, and they're really pushing for the sport to grow. And it's about building communities, and I see this as well as a way to develop football here as well in the Philippines. Like I always say, like it's sad. Well, not sad to say, but it's sort of always a debate. I always have little debates with people because I'll be honest, we have this hard thing with developing football here because I'll be honest with the school system. That's always a thing that people kind of go around, but I'm like, no, it's very difficult because kids, we can't blame kids because they have to prioritize school, and they'll always be given the choice. You have to choose between your school and club team, and I think we can get a good relationship with developing the programs in California and other parts of the US. We can bring those plans over here as well to find ways. And I'll be honest, I'll sum it up. The only way you get better at football is by playing as much as you can. Everyone starts at a certain level, and I say the best training is games. Just play games. And I think Anton and the 7's guys and everyone here, like we're all in this together, and the guys have come up with a great way to develop football here.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, Rob.
Ernest and Don, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Rick. Brian Yalong has some follow-up questions as well.
Yeah, my question is to Sir Choi. With everything grounded down 7's and Maharlika, are there any alternatives you're planning to keep the players active or the teams active? Uh,
Choi, okay na?
Joy,
Joy?
can you hear?
Yeah, can you see it again, Brian?
Choi? Yung audio mo, mahina yung audio mo. Choi?
Hello.
Alright.
Yeah, Brian, can you...
Go ahead.
Okay na ba?
Yan, okay na.
Okay, question, please. Can you say that again?
If there are any alternatives on your end for local 7's and Maharlika with the bundle, with everything still grounded?
Oh yeah. Right now, what we can do is just do online sessions. So we've been running Zoom online sessions until Maharlika every Wednesdays and Fridays, 4 p.m. So you guys are welcome to join. For 7's, yeah, we can't go out there yet. So it's not serious. Until we get the heat light and we can.
Joy, I think you got a lot of background there.
Yeah. It's kind of distorted.
Yeah, it's kind of distorted, but Brian, I think I can answer a little bit of that. I could touch on that for Choi because it's a little distorted there. But the ways that we're looking to tie 7's and work with Maharlika, right? We definitely want to make sure that the 7's community does support and know about Maharlika Manila FC. One of the ways that we are looking to tie it together is through our Pisong Pangarap, right? We have reached out to each of our franchisees from the different locations to push their better players forward to come join our open tryouts on Zoom to be able to give them that opportunity to be seen. We definitely want to give opportunity to all of these other players playing in the 7's throughout the country. And should one of them be selected to be part of Maharlika Manila FC, we will definitely look to fly them over here, house them, and give them that experience of playing at the top level.
All right. My last question, Anton, is actually for you also. So I know you've been traveling, but are there any other countries or locations you're trying to expand aside from Brunei?
Yes. Actually, we already have Singapore, but Singapore, they won't be kicking off anytime soon. They are playing 4v4 though, right now. And then we have India, actually. India. So India, they have 7-a-side leagues going on. At the moment, they are on pause. I'll be able to invite them into a call later. I wanna save that for when we have something a little bit bigger and better for you guys to be able to announce, right? So we are looking at doing something bigger across Asia for the 7's. And this is stuff that we'll be able to keep you guys posted on.
All right. Thanks, Anton. Now I know why you don't answer my calls anymore. Thanks, Ernest.
Okay, Ivan has some follow-up questions as well.
Also to Anton, because since you already have games in the West Coast, are you planning to, or at least have you contacted some partners in the East Coast, the Midwest, or the South, or even the Four Corners states to hold their own league there?
Actually, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, as we push this forward and as things go on, the football network over in California is quite tight with Mike Shirabi and Gabe and them. But what's crazy is that playing over here, we've also been able to build a sort of network with players who have visited and played from the US over here. One of the players I've been speaking to frequently actually is Jonah Romero. You guys might remember him from the AIA days, right? He's heading an academy over in Virginia, and we've been talking about setting up one in Virginia, most likely in 2022, together with Miami. So there have been talks with two groups, one from Miami and one from Virginia. So we are planning on going across the country for the U.S. So but we have to start off one state at a time, right? California, the best state for football in all of the U.S. I could vouch for that 100%. It's definitely the best. It's the breeding ground for football over there. And if we get to highlight a great tournament over there, then I believe it's something that we'll be able to easily expand to across the country.
All right, just another one. Since you already mentioned Pisong Pangarap, will there be a season 2?
100%. You guys got to keep posted for that because the players out there, it was a great program. I think it might have been my favorite program in campaign that I've launched across any of my football companies. To be able to see the amount of people who are willing to come and try out and get that opportunity to play for the PFL, it shows multiple things, right? It shows how successful the PFL can be if done right, because they do have the demand of players and the demand of the community wanting to be there, right? Another thing it shows that football is alive out here in the country. And last thing it shows is that opportunity can be and should be given to anybody. The player that scored the first goal for our club, Maharlika Manila FC, was a Pisong Pangarap player. And to be able to say that it was a Pisong Pangarap player that came out and scored our goal, for those of you guys who don't know what Pisong Pangarap is, it was a program where we opened up our Zoom for a Zoom tryout for Maharlika Manila FC. From that Zoom tryout, we had over 50 trialists. We broke it down to 7. So we selected 7 people out of the 50. And from that 7, we broke it down to 5, and then we broke it down to 4, and then we broke it down to a final 3 who we ended up taking and giving contracts to from Maharlika. And one of the players that scored was Jose Montalibano. It was crazy. It's crazy because to think that our first goal came from that type of program shows that, a lot of dreams and a lot of opportunities can come true here. And I mean, that's what I got for you guys. So a season 2 for Pisong Pangarap? Yes, 100%. Short.
All right, thank you very much. I think one more question, Sir Ernest.
Okay, good. Anyway, thank you very much, Ivan, for those questions. We have some messages coming in right now. Okay, for the West Coast and Peninsula teams, is there a number of Peninsula organizations? Is there a number of teams already that have confirmed to participate in West Coast and Peninsula?
I actually sent out, we've been posting, and I've gotten multiple emails from teams interested already. And the poster was just an announcement that we were kicking soon, So when we start doing more content pushing, I could only imagine the demand there. So I've actually received over 10 emails from different teams wanting to participate in our leagues. So, which is a great start for us. And what Rick mentioned here, the Peninsula, when we say the Peninsula, we mean San Mateo County. So if you look at San Mateo County, it's about 25 miles south of San Francisco and about 25 miles north of San Jose.
Okay. Another question here from Thea Senarosa from Sports Bites. Is there going to be a women's division?
Yes.
For every location.
For the adults, yeah. For the adults, everywhere we're running, it's going to be women's and men's. That's how we're kicking off.
Okay. A question here for Faisal. In Brunei, is there a youth league for 7's already?
We actually going to start with a youth weekend tournament in July. And once we collect all the teams, then we're going to start the league as well.
Okay, that makes us quite jealous again here in Manila.
You guys are all invited to come and play here.
Yeah. Anton will cover my plane ticket, by the way. But anyway, we are already out of time right now. But let us get final words from everyone, and of course, let's start. Let's start with James.
Thank you, Ernest. Now, first off, I'd like to sorry. I'd like to say a massive thank you first to Anton for having me involved and for giving me the opportunity. I'm very excited for this, for the upcoming plans and the future. Thank you to you guys or everyone who came today. Thank you for the questions, and it's good to see some of you guys and catch up after it's been a while. And I'll carry on continuing to pray and hope that things really improve and we can all get back to normal and celebrate with some beers in the future. But thank you very much.
Okay, let's go to Faisal.
First of all, again, thank you, everyone. Oh, especially Anton and everyone else. Looking forward to see you guys again and looking forward to go to Manila again.
Yes,
you guys. Hang on, how do I change? Also on Facebook here in the office, and that's my team. Say bye, everyone. Yeah,
hello there.
The rest are still not here. They're slacking. All right. Anyway, serious note. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity, and hope to see you guys again very soon.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have Mike? Mike, a few words?
Yes, absolutely. I first of all, thank you to everybody for calling in today and all of the wonderful questions and insight from Anton and James and everybody. I think that, like I said earlier, I think the sky's the limit. Maybe one day we're talking about a 7-a-side World Cup or 7-a-side in the Olympics. It's not wrong to think that big. I think that, like I said, the interest is there. We're playing 7-a-side right now. Like right now, these boys are playing 7v7 on this field under the lights. What more can you ask for on a Thursday night? So I just think that I think that we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to grow this. It's going to be big. And it all started with an idea, right, from Anton, and it was brought to life. And now it's up to all of the partners to run with it, and give a great experience to players, to parents, to adults, to kids, and just grow the beautiful game, because that's what it's about. It's about the players, and it's about the families and the experience. So thank you for having me on today.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. And of course, we will be looking forward for that when everything is okay for that 7's Football World Cup. That is a better name than 7's Football Super League, I suppose.
Right now it is.
Okay, is Gabe available for some final words? Gabe, can we have you? I think he's still not available right now. But anyway, take it away, Anton.
All right, guys. Well, final words. First off, I got to say thank you to Ernest for hosting. I appreciate the time. Next, everybody who took the time today, even the ones who had to leave just a little bit early, but it's great to always see your faces. Ivan, I always appreciate you being there. Rick, everybody, Brian, Peter, literally, everybody. Okay. We look at doing big things for the 7's and growing 7-a-side football. And we want to make sure that, everything that we do, it does come back to the country over here in the Philippines. Without the Philippines, none of this would have been able to be possible. Okay. So it all comes back to here. And I really want to say thank you all for your support. And the biggest one, I want to say thank you to AIA Philam Life, right? They are a great partner in all of this. They've been able to help us go beyond beyond for helping people in the football community, and we love the support, and we're looking forward to growing it. For the meantime, please follow our social media accounts. We have 7's Soccer League, we have 7's Football League, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Take care, everybody, and thank you again.
All right, thank you very much. And that ends our press conference for this morning. For more information, please do follow the page of the 7's Football League. This is Ernest Hernandez being the moderator for this day, signing out.